Hello everyone, welcome to another YouTube video. I know I don't usually do YouTube videos, but I'm thinking that I might start doing more YouTube videos because the main social media I use is TikTok and they only give me 1 minute per video, maximum. So today's going to be a different video. For those of you who are Five Nights at Freddy's fans, this is the video for you because I have 3 theories. 1 mini theory, and then 2 regular theories. For those of you who are Thomas and Friends fans, I recommend you watch my second most recent video, this one being the first. Sorry about the wind. I wanted to record a video outside because it's very nice and sunny outside, and, you know, we don't usually get this kind of weather in Illinois. We usually everything just goes crazy. There's a saying in Illinois where they say if you don't like the weather in Illinois, just wait 5 minutes. Weather's always changing here. But anyway, I'm going off tangent. I also got a new jacket, by the way, just for fun. So I wanted to talk to you guys about 3 theories that I thought. First off, I'm going to start off with a little mini theory, or as Pat calls it, a diet theory. Being the same great taste. Sorry if you guys, the wind is cutting out some of the audio. I don't know if it is, but I hope it's not. So, here's my theory. For those of you who know anything about Mangle, Mangle is a Five Nights at Freddy's 2 pink and white fox animatronic that was broken up by a bunch of kids, and she's called Mangle because she's literally a mangle. She's just a mangle of a bunch of endoskeleton parts and wires. Now, for those of you who also know anything about Mangle, you'd know in FNAF 2, she didn't have a voice, but the only voice you'd hear from her is radio static noises going just like radio static, and then like jarbles of who knew what. I always wanted to know what that meant, what those noises were, but in, I think the game was released in like 2014, 2015, I didn't know how to theorize or what to do. I didn't even know game theory existed, and I didn't even know what theory meant at that time. So, I probably wasn't even knew what FNAF was by then, but I always wanted to know when I found out about it. Now, I've seen other people's videos and what they thought, and I thought about it recently, what she was saying. I listened closely. I didn't even have to do any editing or anything. I just listened really closely and thought, like, what does this sound like? But first I had to think of, why would this audio exist? Where would this come from? You'd think it would be some sort of major event. And what major events happened in Five Nights at Freddy's before FNAF 3 happened? The only major event we knew of was the bite of 87. Now, the thing is that, well, since the FNAF series has gone on, we know much more, and we know that way more happened in the FNAF 2 location than we did in 2014 or 2015. So, I started thinking, well, bite of 83, maybe bite of 87, frontal lobe, kid got, you know, his freaking head bit off, frontal lobe came off. Now, I'm gonna say that I looked at a few other people's videos, and yes, I did take something from them, but there's 3 jarbles of words. There's static for 2 seconds, and then there's 10 seconds of static, and then another There's 3 of those jarbles. The first jarble is 10-1, we got a young boy. The second jarble is without a frontal lobe. And then the third jarble is he's not doing very well. Now, this is obviously referring to the bites, or bite. More on that in a minute. Now, obviously, like, you're wondering, what in the world does 10-1 mean? Well, 10-1, I looked it up. I saw this on other people's channels, and a couple of them said 10-1. I didn't know what that meant, but I looked it up, and it said, with police officers, if a police officer is communicating through a walkie-talkie or other recording device, and they say 10-1, that means horrible connection, or not good audio. You can't hear them, or, you know, audio is being transferred late, and not as quickly as it should be. Now, obviously, it's not. You can hear the freaking static in the background, so obviously that's a code 10-1. Now, Missing his frontal lobe, obviously. Here's what I think. I think that there was a voice box or a recorder recording what they were saying, and the recorder had like a 10-1. I don't know what device this could be, but I'm just theorizing here. So then somehow that piece accidentally got inside Mangle got inside of Mangle's parts. It wasn't supposed to be there, but now it's stuck inside of her. But now she has a voice. So now let's go on to the two main theories. The first theory is that Spring Bonnie is metaphorically Glitchtrap. Now, why do I think this? In the Ultimate Custom Night Fredbear teaser, in the coding files, it said the bunny will come back. Except every bunny would come back as a character, except for Jacko Bonnie. Now, I thought about the list of bunnies that I knew, and the only one that I couldn't think of was Spring Bonnie, because he was such a minor character. He only appeared in minigames in FNAF World, but that doesn't really count. And he was such a minor character. I thought like maybe Springtrap, as in, I always come back. But I mean, he always says that. Why would you do that? Then I thought about it, why would you put, like, the bunny will come back in a poster or a teaser about a bear? Well, what animatronic is seen always with Fredbear? Spring Bonnie. We've never seen Spring Bonnie alone, we've always seen him with Fredbear. Now, I thought it might be RXQ or RWQ or Shadow Bonnie, but Shadow Bonnie was a weird character, and either way, he did come back in UCN, but then I think it's Spring Bonnie. Now, after the release of Ultimate Custom Night, Five Nights at Freddy's VR was released, and in the VR game, what yellow bunny is also in that game? Glitchtrap. Now, I don't think... It can't be Springtrap, because Springtrap, I mean... Springtrap is William, and as Game Theory said, Jeremy is Glitchtrap. Now, I don't think that Spring Bonnie is specifically Glitchtrap. I doubt it. But I think that maybe, in a way, metaphorically, in a way, Spring Bonnie is somehow Glitchtrap. This theory could obviously be wrong, and I could just... People could say I'm pulling things out of my ass, and I could 100% agree. But I think that in some way this theory is correct. Now, here's the main theory that I've been thinking about. I think that the Bite of 87 didn't actually happen. Now, people might have already been thinking this, but people said that the Bite of 83 was Michael's head getting bit off, and then the Bite of 87 was Jeremy's head getting bit off. Now, here's the thing. The Mangle tape, I believe that's just the Bite of 83, not the Bite of 87. Because that could easily have been, like, that's Fredbear's Family Diner. That happened in Fredbear's Family Diner. Fredbear existed in Fredbear's Family Diner, and the voice box came in, I already told you this. But the Bite of 87, we didn't know much about it. We heard about it from Phone Guy. We don't exactly know who Phone Guy is. He's not William. He doesn't sound like William. And, come on. But the thing is that, and we know that from the Ultimate Custom Night teasers that William can't be the Phone Guy, because in an April Fool's prank, they said that Phone Guy won't call if Springtrap is in the vents because he can't be in two places at once. We know William is not the Phone Guy at this point. We don't know who he is. He's Scott Cawthon, but that's just a real person, not a character in the games. So, I think that the Bite of 87 didn't actually happen. Why I think people know about this Bite of 87 is for this reason. The thing I think is that in Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator, if you get Egg Baby, turn off your computer and then hold, I believe the key is Z or X. You'll get a file which the first three letters are HRY, which obviously means Henry. And it's Henry recording, talking about how it was a mistake that he helped William, and showing blueprints of Lefty, the Scooper, and another machine called the Rask, which I believe that the Rask, that weird diamond-shaped machine on wheels, I believe that's the audio from the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 game. I think that's, you know, the hi, hello voice you hear in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, the Balloon Boy sounding voice. That's just voices coming from Balloon Boy that we heard, and then they recorded it and put it into the RASC as a way to sort of distract Springtrap. And here's the thing, if you get that ending, you get the certificate of insanity, because you saw something that you weren't supposed to see, and you went somewhere you weren't supposed to go, and now learned all about this. They give you the certificate of insanity to ensure that no one believes you. But the last cutscene you see at that ending is your character, which is like a human-bear hybrid, tied up and being committed. Oh, geez, sorry. That was a notification. I am so sorry about that, if that hurt your ears. But we see our character, the bear hybrid that's supposed to represent us, being committed, and committed meaning they're being sent to a insane asylum. They're, tied up in that white mummy-like, I guess, clothing. They're tied up, and we see them saying, "Lobotomy? You don't know me." Now, I didn't know what lobotomy meant at that time, and I looked it up. Lobotomy means when, let's say, someone is going insane and has lost their mind and just freaking, they're crazy, they're hallucinating, they're just completely insane. So lobotomy is something that insane asylums, doctors, and surgeons do, where they cut open your head and take out a large chunk of your brain to make things better, so that they're not completely insane anymore, or at least it somehow treats the insanity. Now, that's pretty much the gist of it. That's what lobotomy means. It's when someone insane gets a piece of their head, a large chunk of their brain cut off, so that they're not insane anymore, just treated. And I wonder, I'm gonna let you guys guess. What part of the brain do you think is cut off? What part of the brain do you think is cut off in lobotomy? Don't answer. I think you know the answer already. No, it's not the brainstem. It's the frontal lobe. Obviously. And the frontal lobe, that's strange. Wasn't there an incident in 1983 where a kid got their head bit off? Yes, and that incident is 100% true. It actually happened. The frontal lobe was bitten off. That was Michael, but he didn't die because, as established from game theory, he can only die by fire. However, the bite of 87, people said that the bite of 87 was when Jeremy got too close to an animatronic, or when an animatronic thought he was, or when an animatronic thought he was Purple Guy, and they chucked off a piece of his brain and bit it off. And it was the frontal lobe. People thought that the bite of 87 happened. What I think actually happened was that people didn't want these, well, how do I say? The Fazbear Entertainment didn't want these people thinking that someone went crazy over learning the truth about their company, so instead they copied the 1983 incident and changed it into 4 years later, so that it seemed like the same thing would happen. But then people started leaving because they don't want a place where 2 incidents of frontal lobe getting bit off happened at this Fazbear Entertainment. People stopped coming because they don't want to go to a place where frontal lobe was bit off twice. The Fazbear Entertainment just really didn't want people to think that someone went insane over learning the truth over Fazbear Entertainment's secrets, so they just said that it happened again. The same thing happened 4 years later with a night guard instead of a child at their own birthday party. So, that's my theory, or theories. If you guys think I'm right, tell me below in the comments, and if you think something's wrong, or if you have your own theories about FNAF that hasn't been said by game theory or anything, please tell me below in the comments. If you honestly think that my theory is wrong, please tell me why, and how it can be correct. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and remember, it's just a theory. A James theory. Thanks for watching everyone, and I hope to see you soon.